Hey everybody, it's me again bringing it to you live from Israel. So I got some bad news coming from Israel. The parliament kind of passed a law saying that they want to start implementing death penalties to terrorists. Now, do I like terrorists? No. Do I think what they're doing is just? No. Do I think that violent protest is the way to further a two-state deal or peace? No, that's not at all what I think. Do I sympathize with terrorists? No. Um, but there are a couple of reasons why I'm against the death penalty. Now, obviously, most of the right wingers in Israel are all for it, especially the right wing parties. They're the ones that actually voted for the death penalty for terrorists, and the right wingers all around Israel are going crazy over the thought that, in a good way, over the thought that there's actually going to be a death sentence here in Israel. Now, let me give you my take on why I think this is the most stupidest idea that can ever be. Uh, Reason number one, and this is important for Israelis to know, and this is important for everyone who's for the death penalty in general. So the first reason I'm against the death penalty to terrorists, and mind you, the law is the death penalty against terrorists, not against murderers, not against I don't know, any other kind of extreme crime. We're talking about terrorists. So the first reason why I'm against terrorists, death to terrorists, is first off, there is no statistical study anywhere in the world, okay, anywhere in the world that proves that the death penalty decreases crime, that stops crime in any way. No statistical document showing this. There is absolutely no proof that once you implement the death penalty, crime plummets. No such thing. Okay? So it doesn't work. So why kill people? I don't understand it. If they think that if I took a study from Texas, I think Texas is the state with the most executions currently in the United States. So if I took Texas as an example, and I started pulling statistics from Texas and saw that the country that executes the most criminals has the lowest crime rates, or that, I don't know, you see a decrease in crime rates or anything like that, then I would check more states to see if it was consistent, and check if capital punishment, if execution is the way to go. But when you check the statistics and when you check the numbers, it doesn't add up. Death penalties don't reduce crime in any way. So, I mean, off the bat, that's like a good enough reason, right? I mean, if it doesn't work, why kill people, right? So that's the first thing. The second reason, it depends on what statistic you look at, but between 4 to 6% of deaths in America, I didn't check, all the other countries, because all the other countries barely have anything on it in the internet, so I can't find any statistics. But if you go by the statistics done in the United States, between 4 and 6% of people on death row are innocent. People that have been put to death, between 4 and 6% of them were innocent. And that's just statistically right. It's not something I made up. You can look it up. And I'm sorry, but I'm just not for killing innocent people in any way, shape, or form. I think it's a primitive idea. I think that as a civilization, as a nation, as a people, in 2018, I think that we shouldn't resort, to our enemies' actions and kill innocent people. It doesn't matter if it's 4%, doesn't matter if it's 1%. If even one innocent person dies as a result, then that's a good enough reason not to be for the new law. And obviously, if the statistic is like that in the States, then it'll probably be here too. Innocent people are going to die, and I'm just not for that. So that's the second reason. Third reason I'm not for the death penalty is I don't want to make him a martyr. I don't want to make him a martyr. And that's exactly what they become. When a terrorist is strapped with a knife or a gun or a suicide vest and goes out and commits a horrible crime and a horrible terrorist attack, if it's a stabbing, if it's a shooting, if it's blowing up a car or whatever, they know that they're on a mission that 90, maybe 99% of the time is going to end in their death. And they're willing to take that chance. That's the whole reason of a terrorist attack, is to become a jihad and, to go to heaven for the cause of Islam. So you're actually giving them exactly what they want. But if you catch the terrorist and you shoot him in the leg as opposed to shooting him in the head and killing him, you don't give him what he wants. You lock him up for the rest of his life. You take away, basic rights that I'm all for, by the way. I think the second you commit, a terrorist attack and, kill innocent people, you totally wavered the right to have rights. That's my take on it. But what I'm trying to say is that you're giving the terrorist exactly what he wants, and what he wants is to die. And he's not afraid to die. I've said this a couple of times on my videos, but, trying to intimidate a terrorist with the death penalty is like trying to scare a hooker with a dildo. It's not scary to them. They don't care. You know what I mean? They don't care to die. That's what they're going out to do. When they go out and try killing innocent people, they become a muajin, they become a jahid, and they want to die. So you're giving them exactly what they want. It doesn't matter if it's that same day or in another 5 or 6 years, it's going to happen. And then they become a martyr, and then they become a hero. And that's not the way you should, go about dealing with terrorists. You don't give them what you want. You don't give them what they want. And that's exactly what the death penalty is. It's giving them what they want. But, Israeli right-wingers, they don't give a fuck. Because they're just so blinded with rage. It's enough for only one profile on Facebook to upload a picture of a slaughtering. And then the whole Facebook goes crazy. Yes, we need the death penalty. Yes, we need to retaliate. We need vengeance. But it's giving them what they want. So what vengeance exactly are you getting? What retaliation are you getting? What payback are you getting? You're giving them what they want. Do you understand that? So that's the third reason. The fourth reason that I'm against the death penalty is that if we start the death penalty in Israel against terrorists, how many of you guys think that the death penalty will also be how do you say the fucking word? I forgot my English, I'm sorry. How many of you people think that the death penalty will also be given to Israeli Jews? Terrorists, obviously. Me personally, you know how many Israeli Jews will die in the death penalty? 0. That's how much. And just the thought Just the thought of having one set of rules for a certain people and another set of rules for another people while they're in the same country, I'm sorry, but that's just barbaric, and that's apartheid. And, will be even more barbaric, and will be even more ostracized, and will be even more hated by the international community. And, that's definitely not the way to go. To have the death penalty to Palestinian terrorists or to Arab terrorists and not have the death penalty to the same exact acts committed by Jews, Israelis, or whatever. And there's no way in hell that Israel will start executing Jews. No way. Doesn't matter how harsh the crime is. Doesn't matter how many people the Israeli Jewish terrorist people, how many people he killed. Israel will never execute Jews. Never. So, just because of those 4 reasons, thinking of having a death penalty in Israel is just ludicrous. I'm sorry. And for some reason, everybody's just so hyped about it, because they're just so vengeful. They want payback, and they're pissed. And Israelis are an emotional people. They're in trauma from all the wars, from all the terror. You think America has it bad. You think France or Germany has it bad. We've been dealing with this shit since the day we were, since our independence. Now, I'm not sobbing. I'm not feeling sorry for Israel. I'm not saying that, boo-hoo. I'm just saying there are ways to deal with terror, and I'm never for terror. It doesn't matter what the cause is. I'm all for peaceful protest. And I think that's what that's what I think Palestine should start understanding is that peaceful protest is the way to go, and not trying to get your message through by stabbing innocent civilians. I guess there's kind of like a 5th reason, but not exactly. I just don't want to be in the same list as Iran and Iraq and China and Bahrain and Afghanistan. You know what I mean? And Jordan and North Korea. What all those countries have in common is that they all still have the death penalty, and obviously the United States. I don't want to be in that kind of list. I just don't. I want to be in a list, with Sweden, with Holland, you know what I mean? With England. That's the list I want to be in. I don't want to be in the list with North Korea, Iran, Iraq, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan. That's not a list you want to be in. Anyway, yeah. I hope this law doesn't pass. I hope, people will start understanding that it's a stupid idea. I hope it's just a populist move, to gain votes. So yeah, anyway, this was my 2 cents on the whole matter. Share this video to anyone who thinks that the death penalty is legitimate and that should be implemented. If you have Israeli friends who are right-wing, share this with them too. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I hope to upload more videos as soon as possible. Guys, have a great night. Peace.